Hi there, my name is Jane and this is Leafy Mabel's Closet and welcome to my channel. So in today's vlog I'm going to do a little bit of a repair to my Freya top that I'm wearing, so I thought I would take you along with me. So before I go over to the sewing machines, this Freya top was my very first Freya top make by Tilly and the Buttons last year. Oh, what I've learnt since then is unreal. So when I first made this one, it was really my first project using jersey fabrics, and obviously I was learning. So when I stitched it all together, which is absolutely fine, I overlocked everything that needed to be overlocked and what have you, no problem there. But when I came to do the stitching around the neck, stitching around the cuffs and the stitching around the hem, I just used a twin needle to finish it off. Great. But over time, when I've been wearing it and I've been popping it on and off over my head, the stitching is popped, and I'll just show you what I mean. So you can see the stitching's popped just there and other parts of the neck area. So I'm going to use my cover stitch that I've just got and repair repair it all actually. I'm going to repair the neck, cover stitch the neck, cover stitch the cuffs, and also the hem, which you can see is also the stitching has started to pop. So that's what I'm going to do, and I just thought, well, I'll show you what I'm going to do on my new cover stitch machine. But before I go over to the sewing machine, it's all new, so I'm still practicing on it, but hopefully it should be okay. My knicker vlog, my 5 free knicker patterns vlog, and my knicker tutorial has been really popular. Thank you so much for all your lovely comments and your feedback. And since then I have managed to get hold of the exact same knicker elastic that I used in the vlog and in the tutorial, and I've got 6 shades now listed in my shop, loopymabel.com, and it's in the sewing section of the shop under pretty trims, I believe it is, and I've managed to get 6 different shades. So I'll just quickly show you. If you're ever needing to get hold of knicker elastic and you can't get hold of it, this is such a pretty one as well. This lovely picot edging. So I've got the cerise pink, the off-white, lovely lime green, navy blue, the rose pink, and I love this one, and the grey. So I've managed to get them listed in my shop, so they're all in there. So if you ever need any knicker elastic, I have it in my shop. And I have got other colours that were out of stock when I ordered these. I've got the nude and what's the other colour? Cream, and I can't think of the other colour, but I've actually ordered all the colours that they do, but these are the only ones that I could get delivered. So when the others come, I will obviously add them, and I'll let you know through Instagram or over here on my vlog. There you go, just a little update there. And I've been making knickers this morning because I had a few still left cut out from my tutorial. So I get so engrossed in making them, made a little bit of a mistake. So I had pink trim for this one and white trim for this one, going great for the legs, but then somehow managed to mix the lace trim. So I've got pink and white on this one, and so obviously on this one I've got white and pink, which doesn't really go, but I wasn't going to unpick it, and I thought, well, you know, did this for me anyway. But oh my god, if you haven't made any, please get your jersey scraps out and have a go. They're so easy, literally 15 minutes per knicker. And I've worn all the ones I made in the tutorial. They've all washed absolutely brilliant. They're so comfortable, all the different shapes and sizes. So the acacia, the stevie, which are more like, you know, like the shorter knicker right up to the Maxine and the Noel, which is like the higher waist, bigger, like Bridget Jones knicker. Love them all. I wear them all, absolutely great. So comfy, they're so soft. They've washed absolutely brilliantly. The elastic's still holding, so you know they've been stitched absolutely fine. And that's it, I'm addicted. So now whenever I'm getting any t-shirt fabric, I'm eyeing up the scraps already thinking, ooh. So that's just a little update anyway on the knicker elastic. So without further ado, I'm going to head over to the cover stitch. Fingers crossed that it goes okay for me. I mean, it should, you know, I've been practicing on it. So I'm going to take this top off, obviously, and put something else on, and then have a go at repairing this and then show you the finished result. So let's go over to the machine. Right, so here we are at the cover stitch. Haven't done an awful lot on it yet. I've been practicing really well, and nothing's gone wrong so far, so fingers crossed it doesn't go wrong on camera. So I've turned my Freya top inside out and obviously it's all overlocked and everything, but twin needle stitching doesn't have the same give as lightning stitch, zigzag stitch. Obviously you do not need a cover stitch machine to do the edges of your jersey knits and what have you. You can just use the lightning stitch or the zigzag stitch, but obviously I've got this machine now, so I'm going to obviously use it. So what I'm not going to unpick, oh, I suppose I could unpick, but for the purpose of this exercise I'm not going to unpick. I'll just trim off some of the loose threads because I'm going to use the 3 needles on this one. So I'm just literally going to cover stitch over my twin needle. Can you see? You can see where it's just coming away, just popping every time you put it on. So I'll trim them off. And this can be my practice top. Right, so I'm just going to go over the twin needle stitch. I mean, you can really see it, but the twin needle stitch that I did originally. And obviously with a cover stitch you stitch with the right side up and it produces a lovely type of overlock stitch underneath, like a chain stitch underneath, but it gives you that stretch at the same time. So it's going to be a bit strange having it right side up, but here goes. And I've already got it all set up ready to go, so I don't need to do anything with the threading. And as I say, I'm just literally going to put my foot over the two rows that I've already got and just follow them along. So just put glasses on because I can't see a thing, and find the back. I'll work from the back. Absolutely love this top. I think it's because it was my first jersey make, and obviously learnt so much since then in the last 6 months. And every time I put it on, I just think, oh, you've come a long way, Jane. And I love the fabric too, and it's such a great, easy top. If you've never made the Freya top, you really should give it a try. So, put it on the right way. So I've forgotten where the back is now. So there's the back. So I'm just going to start in the middle, and I'll bring you in a little bit closer so you can kind of see what I'm doing. As I say, you do not need a cover stitch machine. And I'm just going to, as I say, I'm using 3 needles. I don't have to use 3 needles. You can use, you can have it set as in narrow right, narrow left, or the wider needle. So you can have the right and the left needle and no needle in the centre for the wide effect, or you can have thread the middle needle in the left, or the middle needle and the right, or you can have all 3. I'm just going to leave it as all 3 because I quite like the effect. I'm just going to line up my middle needle in the middle of my twin needle stitching. So you just put the foot down, and I'm just going to lower the needles because you can't just whiz along like you can on an overlocker. And let's, fingers crossed, here we go. I'm just going to follow my twin needle with my middle needle I mean, strictly speaking, I should have unpicked this, but you get the gist. And this is my actual first garment, proper garment that I'm doing my cover stitch on. I've only practiced on scraps of fabric, so this is my first. So it's come a long way, this top. It's come a long way. And I'm just back towards almost at the beginning. And I can trim off these ends now and just join up to where I started. Just go over. And you just need to loosen the threads from underneath. Trim and pull the fabric backwards. Let's trim off these threads. You can see obviously that's my overlock, but there is the chain stitch from the cover stitch on the back, and on the front obviously there's lots of stitching there going on because obviously I've got my twin needle there, but then I've got my 3 rows of cover stitch. And it's got a lot of give as opposed to my twin needle stitching, which doesn't have any give at all. So I'm quite pleased with that. So nothing went wrong there. So no chewing or anything like that. So that's the hem. So I will now do the cuff. And again, just going to line up my middle needle. And there is the cuff again, and then my 3 rows, but lots of rows because I've got 5 rows really on the cuff. So let's do the neck. And for the neck, I'm just lining up this right needle against the edge where the top meets the neck, and I'm just lining it up on there. So you see how it's over time popping over my head. The stitching's just popped away. So that's my Freya top done. So I'll just trim off the loose ends, because apparently the stitches just get locked in place once you've finished. So there's no need to thread anything in. And I'll turn it through and show you. I must make some more of these tops actually. And there is the neckline. Obviously it's got those extra rows in, which you wouldn't normally have. But it finishes it off lovely, doesn't it? And inside you get that lovely finished edge. So all in all, quite pleased. Nothing went haywire, shall we say. And I think I've cracked the cover stitch machine. It's really simple actually. I think it's because it's just new. Anything new, you think, oh, am I doing it right? But I've had lots of practicing on scrap fabrics all week, and really pleased. So now I can pop it back on, and hopefully the stitches will now stay nice and secure and will no longer pop when I put it over my head. So, hope you liked today's little repair job on my Freya top. It looks a lot better now without the stitching all being snapped and popped, and I'm really pleased with how the cover stitch has turned out. And I've been practicing with it all week on scraps of fabric, and I was a little bit wary of doing it for the real, on the real thing. So this Freya top is actually the first time I've used it on any of my garments. So I'm really pleased how it's turned out. And I just thought, oh, this Freya top, you know, this is the first top I actually, well, it was my first Freya top I made back in October, I think it was. And obviously my first stitching with jersey. So it was all a great learning curve. I've come a long way since then, but this is ever faithful top. I love wearing this top. They're so easy to pop on. They're thick enough to keep you warm if it's not too cold, and they're just so easy to pop on, tuck into your jeans, and you've got an outfit. And I could really do with making some more. I've made 3 in total, and this one, the turquoise one, and then I made a cream one, but my daughter Sophie's got the cream one. She wears all the time, and I could really do with making some more. So I was thinking, if you're up for it, ladies, and you've never had a go at making the Freya top, I would do a little sew along on how to make it, because it really is a lovely it's a lovely sewing pattern by Tilly and the Buttons, and it's a gentle way into getting used to sewing with jersey and making a stretch garment, because it really is a simple pattern to follow. So if you're up for that, let me know in the comments box below. I love reading your comments, and it's honestly, this is such a lovely community, this sewing community. I feel part of something really special, and when people chat to me and, you know, message me, it just makes me feel part of something really special. So thank you so much, and I would love to do that. So hopefully you're up for that. I've got loads of sewing projects I'm going to complete and share with you. I've got lots more tutorials, I've got loads of ideas and what have you. If there's anything you'd like me to cover, please let me know in the box below, because I would love to do it for you. Obviously sewing related. And I've also got a vlog coming, not a tutorial really, but how I store my fabrics in a neat way rather than in a messy way over my shoulder here. That pile there in the cupboard, that's starting to get a little bit unruly. So over that side of the room is beautiful and neat, and that's how this side of the room should be. So I thought I'd share with you how I keep my fabric normally neat and tidy, just my way of doing it, and thought I'd share it with you. So that's coming too. So if you liked today's video, please don't forget to give me that lovely thumbs up, and obviously if you've just found my channel and you haven't subscribed, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. That really does make my day. And keep your comments coming. I love to read your comments, but until the next time, as always, please take care, and most importantly, happy sewing.